Welcome back to me skits at rambling. Or just talking. Um, I guess what do I want to get into? Hmm, trying to think. Let me get into the craziest experiences I've had with gun stores. Alright. I told one story last video, which is when I got kicked out of a gun store with my dad. Um, so I guess I'll start it off with how it went. I was looking at this Ruger GP 100. Uh, it was 800 bucks, brand new. And my dad was like, "You need a carry pistol that has some power to it." I was like, "All right, all right." He was like, "How about you go with a 9 mil?" I'm like, "I'm not really a 9 mil guy," but I was like, "All right, I'll think about it." And he was like, "Well, you can go with what you want." And I was like, "Okay." Well, I went and looked at the Ruger GP 100 because I was like 357 mag, pretty powerful. And my dad was like, "Good round." He said Ruger's a good company too, and I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Or you could go to 686." I was gonna do them both. I was gonna look at them both. This fucker who was at the counter, this dude who he said, "I don't know anything about guns. I'm just getting in, and I want an AR-15." And I'll tell you the story. It was the fucking Loganville Bass Pro Shop in Georgia, which I'm not allowed to go back to. Uh, but well, they said I'm banned for a year. And they also fired the guy because for endangering. Well, to put it this way, I was like, hey, you know, he tried to tell the dude that basically his AR at shoots 223. It was 223 only. Can shoot 5.56 NATO. Well, I'm sorry to say it. Uh, no, because yeah, if you knew basics, I'm not saying anybody who's watching this is stupid or anything. Well, it's not really the basics, but the pressure difference can't. If you have a 5.56, you can shoot 223. If you have a 223, it can't shoot 5.56. It's like 38 special and 357 mag. If you have a 357, you can shoot 38. If you have a 38, it cannot shoot 357 mag. So same situation, right? And he could have got somebody that was never there before. But that's not good at all. And the fact that they're telling people, well, he was telling people that makes me wonder, has he done it more than once? And he was like, no, it's fine. What are you talking about? They looked it up. Well, he looked it up. And he was like, oh, I was wrong. Sorry. Which, it's not just a sorry. You need to, you know, truly show that was a accident. So for what you did. And I'm a huge Weatherby fanboy. not Weatherboy. I'm a huge Weatherby fanboy. And I've looked at the caliber 6.5300 a couple times. And I'm really thinking about getting one still. It's the ammo's a little hard to find. Well, at the end of the day, I was like, you know, let me take a look at that one. I look at it, and I mean, I was just about to buy it. Like, I had the money on hand, and I was gonna have my dad do the paperwork, and I was gonna buy it right then and there. Well, then the dude said, "Oh yeah, this can shoot 6.5 Creedmoor at 300 Win Mag." Uh, no, it cannot. And he's like, "Yes, it can." I'm like, "No, it cannot. Two different pressures." And he's like, "Well," I'm like, "It can shoot the caliber 6.5 300 Weatherby, which is mildly obscure." And basically, the dude was like, "Well, you know." I let him explain it a little bit before, I'm gonna be honest. But, and then I went into detail, like, no, that's caliber, man. You can't. And then he was like, well, I'm gonna get my manager because you want to argue constantly. Well, then the manager came and was like, well, you realize he's not wrong. It is a caliber at, you know, you gotta think, 308 in diameter. So let's say that's for the, that right there is the fucking biggest issue in what he said. If it was able to see properly, you know, maybe, maybe it could shoot 6.5 Creedmoor. But it can't seat right at all. And how do I put it? He was like, bro, he was like, sir, well, you can't keep arguing with our staff like this. And I'm like, he's literally giving misinformation. This could kill somebody. And he's like, you know, if you're gonna keep acting like this, we're gonna have to ban you. And I'm like, what do you mean you're gonna have to ban me? I'm just giving the truth. And they're like, sure, calm down. And I'm like, no, I'm telling the truth. You can get somebody seriously hurt. And he fucking sat there and that's the thing, it's like, what are you thinking? Like, think about that. And then, too, they're like, alright, sir, we're gonna ban you for a year. This was about a year ago, so I can go back, I think, in December. Well, to put it this way, see, well, it's not, sorry, not see. He sat there and argued, and then he got fired. Because the fact that he argued with his manager and was basically saying, I'm actually in the right, blah, 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 and he got fucking fired. Which is crazy. I know this story sounds like bullshit, but no, I'm being serious. This happened. So that's like the real first crazy thing that ever happened to me at a gun store. And then, actually, no, yeah, that was in May. I can go back now. Uh, Basically, here, it was like, I think November. There's a store up in the mountains of Georgia at was called something else, but now they're called like gunpowder something. you're almost in Blue Ridge, Georgia when you get to it, but I don't know what it's called. If I did, I'd tell y'all. Uh, I've been interested in a Browning high powered for a while. They had a SA-35. Well, I was like, well, it's a high power. And he's like, no, it's an SA-35. I'm like, well, buddy, calm down. I didn't really say that, but I was like, yeah, but it's the same thing. He's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, how? It's like, different name. So, if you bought a gun, right, that was called, you know, it's like saying, oh, well, this Luger isn't the same because it was made in the Mauser factory. It's like, bro, the same fucking thing. Or how Browning has the HI power and fucking what's it called? And FN has the high power spelt out. It's like saying they're not the same thing, even though they're literally just spelled just differently, very like by nothing, you know. And he had a Spanish Mauser that I looked at, and I was like, yeah, it's cool, 7mm, everything like that. And he was like, I don't know anything about this gun. And I'm like, it's just a Mauser. Cause it really is just a basic Mauser rifle. And he had it for 200 bucks, and he's like, actually, this isn't supposed to be up front, because he had it for 200. We went back like a month later, and he had the same gun out there for 700 bucks. I was like, okay. And then this place really does make it hard, to put it that way. I'm not gonna name it. They might be shutting down soon. Well, you know what? I ain't no pussy. Uh, Deer Creek Gun Shop. They are in downtown Kennesaw. And they are very, uh, I would say, and, alright, so Nick. Uh, to put it this way though, he, the main guy, James, he's nice. I bought my Pre-64 Model 70. I was used from Adventure Outdoors, my favorite gun store, for, I have, where's that? There's that tag, there it is. 900 bucks. On the dot. That's without tax. And you know that's pretty good pricing, right? Uh, they're selling their like used 90s era Winchester Model 70 in 30-06, which I want one in 30-06, really bad. But they're selling that for 1,500, and it's like, you know, that's not alright, like, at all. And like, yeah, I know it's their store. They can do whatever they want with it. But come on. They have a Colt 1917 up there for $1,500. Like, bro. You're fucking with me. And that's the thing, it's like, they genuinely believe that that's a good price. That is not. And, like, that's the thing, that's how they are. They've been like, they sold us two 18R single shots, one in 30-30, and then one in 7mm Mauser. Charged $1,000 for two of them. We sold them back for $400 each. And this thing is like, after that we've had a hard time trusting them. They have a fucking Remington 870 up there. That is in moderately shit condition. I'm gonna be honest. For like 500 fucking bucks. And that's not good. And especially when I bought my 870 Express Mag for fucking, I paid like fucking $250 I think for it. And it was in basically brand new condition and came with 2 barrels. Like, okay. Like, that's pretty fucking funny, I'm gonna be honest. And I just don't get it. And then I mean, genuinely, they have a gun up there I want, and it's a Winchester Model 12. Which, if you know anything, the Winchester Model 12 has not been made since 1950. Like, I'm talking about an original one, has not been made since 1950. They brought them back here recently. I could be wrong, but that's what I was always told. It's a Winchester Model 12, chambered in 3 inch. But it's $1,400. I'm sorry. I'm not paying that. And they're like, well, it's super, super rare. I look them up. They go for like $800 at most. I found one new in box for $800. So it's like, well, excuse me, sir, but you're fucking wrong. So it's a lot at the end of the day. And then, you know, there's a lot of other things they've done. But I'm gonna call that it. And I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's day.